In this video, I'm going to look at equations where the unknown is on both sides. And hopefully you'll see that there is no difference between what we're doing here and what we've done in previous videos. Let's look at an example that's really straightforward. 2x plus 5 equals x minus 6. Now, I want to solve this and I want to know what the value of x is. So the goal is to end up with x equals a numeral. The important thing to remember is I need to keep my equation balanced so that whatever happens on the left-hand side, we apply on the right-hand side and vice versa, so the equality stays true. So I'm going to look at my x first because that's the thing that in these problems is different, and if I can undo the thing that's different, then the problem becomes easy. So on the left hand side I have 2x, on the right hand side I have x. I don't want the x on the right hand side, so the first thing I'm going to do is remove it by doing a minus x. That results in 2x minus x on the left hand side. That gives me x plus 5, and since x minus x gives me 0, I'm left with just minus 6. And then I'm going to undo the plus 5 with minus 5. So that leaves me with x equals minus 11. So you can see that the process is very simple and similar to everything else we've done, where as long as I do the same process on both sides, would it be multiply, divide, add, or subtract, I keep my equation the same and I end up with the required result. Let's look at another example. What if I have 5x minus 2 equals 3x plus 11? So first step, the aim is to end up with x equals, so I'm going to undo the x on the right hand side, and we do that by taking away the 3x from both sides. So I end up with 5x minus 3x, that's 2x, minus 2. 3x minus 3x is 0, that leaves me with 11. The next step is to add 2 to both sides. That gives me 2x equals 13. And the last step to undo the 2 times x is to divide by 2. And that gives me x equals 13 on 2, or 6.5. What if we had 4x plus 9 equals 6 minus 2x? Okay, so to undo the minus 2x, again I'm trying to get all my x's to be on one side of my equality. Well, the opposite process to minus 2x is plus 2x. That leaves me with 4x minus 2x, 2x, plus 9 equals 6. The next step is to undo the plus 9. 2x is equal to negative 3. And the last step is to divide by 2. Now I'm not going to write that in. I'm just going to do it. That gives me negative 1.5. What if I had 5x minus 6 equals 3x? Now, even though this looks slightly different, I don't change any of my steps and my process. I want to end up with x equals, so my first step is to take away the 3x from both sides. That gives me 2x minus 6, and 3x minus 3x is 0, so I'm just left with 0. Then I'm going to add 6 to both sides. I'm not going to write that down now, because we've done plenty of that. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. Let's say I have x plus 9, 5x minus 11. Now, it sort of makes sense if I was to follow the process that I've used so far as my first step to take away 5x from both sides. So I'm going to do that, but then I'm going to show you an alternative way. So x minus 5x gives me negative 4x. So 1x minus 5x plus 9. 5x minus 5x is 0, and I'm left with negative 11. Then we add the 9 to both sides. So 4x is going to give me, sorry, we don't add the 9, we subtract the 9. So that's negative 20. And then we divide both sides by negative 4. So that gives me 5. The issue here is not that it's a major issue, but I'm dealing with these negatives and I have to be very careful how I work with them. There is an alternative approach to this problem, which means then I don't have to deal with a negative, but I end up with the correct answer, and the process is pretty much the same. Remember, we said as long as you do the same thing to both sides, we are happy. So instead of taking away the 5x, I'm actually going to take away the x from both sides. Then that leaves me with 9 on the left hand side, x minus x is 0, 5x minus x is 4x, minus 11. Then I'm going to add the 11 to both sides, so I end up with 20 equals 4x, because negative 11 plus 11 is 0. And then I'm going to divide by 4, so that gives me 5 equals x, which we write as x equals 5. So you can see that we end up in the same place. I just don't have to carry a negative 4 with me. Now, either method is perfectly fine. Whatever you feel most comfortable using, you can use that.